Welcome, and thank you for taking the time to come learn a little bit more about civil engineering. So civil engineering is the application of engineering principles for building and maintaining structures to withstand the forces of nature and humankind. So while in your freshman and sophomore year, you're going to get a pretty general engineering background, when you get to your junior and senior year, you're going to gain some breadth and be able to focus in areas that include construction engineering management, environmental, geotech, structural, transportation, and water resources. I'm going to spend the next few slides just talking about each of those areas briefly to give you an overview of the different areas you can go to in civil engineering. So the first area is structural engineering, which is kind of the traditional area of civil engineering. It's focused on understanding the forces, strength, and stability within a structure to ensure proper form and function. So the building on the right, this 4-story building, is actually on a shaker table where we're looking to test the building and the strength and the strains, the forces on seismic activity. So trying to earthquake-proof that building. Construction engineering management, that's focused on design, planning, construction, and management of man-made infrastructure. It goes anywhere from cost estimating to scheduling to managing large-scale projects. So this is actually a very hot area right now in civil engineering and one of great growth. Other areas are geotech, so this is focused on the engineering behavior of rock and soil, particularly as applied to construction above and below ground. So when you're building bridges or foundations to buildings, you need to understand how that soil or rock is going to handle the stresses and strains of a bridge or a building or things like that. It's very important. Water resources focus on the flow and management of water in our engineered and natural systems. So engineered systems are like our potable drinking water systems or our sanitary or stormwater systems. Then there's our natural systems, which can include our river and environments or our groundwater systems and how we manage those resources. We have transportation, which is focused on the planning, design, and operation of transportation systems such as road, highway, rail, and air. So these are the systems that move people and goods throughout our urban and natural environments. And the last one is environmental. So environmental is the application of engineering and science to protect, maintain, and improve environmental quality. So environmental guys start in civil engineering as sanitary engineering, really focused on waste management, and it's expanded into a variety of different areas. So it's both in civil and in chemical and environmental engineering here at the University of Arizona. As far as careers go, there's a multitude of areas. The first two, which are the big ones, the first one is consulting, construction, and design firms. That's one of the bigger, higher areas for most of our civil engineering students. These are firms that are focused on providing design service in either specific sub-areas like transportation or water resources, or part of a comprehensive firm that does a suite of everything. Nathan Palmer is one of our alumni. He works for Structural Grace, and they're focused on structural engineering. I'm showing you a couple of bridges that his firm has developed. Another big area of hiring for civil engineering students are in public or government agencies, and these range anywhere from city to federal agencies, generally focus on one sub-area of civil engineering. Christina Swallow, for example, she's the director of the Nevada Department of Transportation, a former past president of the American Society of Civil Engineers, and one of our alumni. Other examples of where you could work for in public or government agencies include like Tucson Water, which is a city agency, or if you get to the federal agency like the United States Environmental Protection Agency. Two other areas of hire, which are a bit smaller, are private companies. So large companies may have their own engineering divisions to achieve their objectives. So Mike Nelson, who rose to a vice president in Exxon, was working on developing and building oil rigs out in the seas, right? So that's a really hard and challenging problem and one that very much relates to civil engineering. The last one are owner and operators. So you can be the sole or co-proprietor of an individual or group associated with engineering, design, or consulting. Mel Green, also one of our alums, has Melvin Green and Associates. He's a structural engineer by training. He does historic preservation of buildings right now. He'd probably be classified as an architectural engineer right now. But these are all examples of folks who have come out of our program and gone on into a variety of areas. As far as actual employment opportunities from internships, the majority of our students intern with a civil or arch engineering firm during the summer. Some of these students continue that internship throughout the academic year. From a graduation standpoint, since 2018, more than 95% of our students have graduated with a job or accepted into graduate programs. While most of them move to industry, about 15% do go on to graduate school to further their education. So what other additional opportunities are there in the program? So we have our undergraduate research program. Adrian Cottom is one of our undergraduates. He started doing research with Dr. Wu in the transportation area, and he's now finishing up his PhD in transportation. We also have multiple student organizations, too many to name. I can't talk about all the activities that they do. There's a breadth of them. The two I want to highlight are, one, they generally participate in local and national competitions. This is where you get to practice your engineering skill sets and get opportunities to meet with industry partners. They also host their own career fair. The last couple of years, we've actually had more companies coming in with more jobs than we've had graduating seniors. Again, great time to be a civil and arch engineer. Scholarships. Just last year, the department offered over $140,000 in scholarship awards. So this is above and beyond what you can get from the college and university. So again, the department awarded $140,000. We also have very strong alumni and industry support. The development of the construction engineering management emphasis was strongly divisioned by our alumni and the needs of the professional community who said, we need civil engineering students who are coming out with a management skill set. That's where the construction engineering management program came from. And coincidentally, it's a growing portion of our program. Oops. And the last thing I want to mention are many of our industry partners serve as mentors. So the two I wanted to mention are the Take 5 program. So when an industry partner comes back, goes to lunch with 5 different students, can talk to them about their experience of being an engineer or what it's like to be in their particular field. There's also the Rise Together program, which is a specific mentorship program that we have for our women engineering students. So with that, that's our summary of the civil engineering program. Thank you for your time. If you'd like any more information, please reach out to Karen Winkle or myself, and we'll be happy to get that for you. Thank you.